starting the video. Okay. Good morning. Whoop. Someone fell off my thing. Circle's working. Good. All right, we'll get started. I know there's more people probably still trickling in, but I want to make sure we have our full hour. So last class, just to recap, we started basic Zakeif Katon phrases. I'm going to say it says basic Zakeif Katon phrases because not every sentence has one, and they're less common than et naftan sof pasuk, of course. So they're always helped with something else. They're always surrounded by it or in the midst of something else. So I'll just do a review of these 4 lines from Pashta, for Zakeif Katon. So it's Pashta, Zakeif Katon. We'll put the little pause after the Pashta because it's orange. And then Muna, Zakeif Katon. Mapach, Pashta, Zakeif Katon. Mapach, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. Good, make sure we don't come down at all on Pashta. It only goes from low to high. Otherwise, the trope symbol might have a little bit of a dip down at the end also. It would, but just for argument's sake. So just let the trope be a guide to you as to what it sounds like. What it looks like is what it sounds like. Mapach, Pashta. Just stop there, and then Muna, Zakeif Katon. All right, let's go on to some exercises with these. So just, ooh, that's a little small. Yeah, it reverted. So hold on 1 second. This should do it. Okay. So, let's do 1, 2, 3. Mapach, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. All right, everyone Pashta with me. 1, 2, 3. Pashta. Again. Pashta. Mapach, Pashta. Mapach, Pashta. Good, and the whole phrase here. Mapach, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. This one. Mapach, Pashta, Zakeif Katon. Good. This one. Pashta, Mapach, Pashta, Zakeif Katon. Well done. This one. Pashta, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. And this one. Pashta, Mapach, Pashta, Zakeif Katon. This one. Mapach, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. Hope somebody's getting good. Yeah. You saw somebody? Good.
The first had to go back and forth to find a place.
Okay. Oh, because of all the cars, you mean?
What?
You mean outside?
No, I didn't know where the class was. I thought it was back there.
Oh, you haven't been in this room yet, yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Everything went well?
No,
No?
canceled.
Oh, okay. I was a little surprised to see you here today.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. All right, let's do this one. Mapach. 1, 2, 3. Mapach, Pashta, Zakeif Katon. And this one. Mapach, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. And this one. Pashta, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. Very good. We'll keep doing a few more of these just to get everyone really in the groove so that we can go to the boxes. Pashta, 1, 2, 3. Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. This one. Pashta, Zakeif Katon. Well done. I like the pause. Oh, it's the exact same one twice. And 3 times. Wow. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Mapach, Pashta, Zakeif Katon. And this one. Mapach, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. Good. And this one. 1, 2, 3. Mapach, Pashta, Zakeif Katon. Nice. This one. Mapach, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. And this one. Mapach, Pashta, Zakeif Katon. And that one. Pashta, Pashta, Muna, Zakeif Katon. And this one, oh, it's the same one. Do that one again. Anyway, 1, 2, 3.
Pashta, Pashta, Munach, Zakeif, Katon.
And this one?
Ma'af, Pashta, Munach, Zakeif, Katon.
Just a reminder for those who weren't here when I said it earlier, but just watch out, your pashta only goes 2 notes. From here to here, don't come back down, right? It's not pashta, that's another trope, right?
Sing it.
Pashta,
Pashta.
that's it. So ma-pa, this one ma-pa, 1, 2, 3.
Ma'af, Pashta, Munach, Zakeif, Katon.
That's it. And this one?
Pashta, Munach, Zakeif, Katon.
1, 2, 3.
Ma'af, Pashta, Ma'af, Pashta, Zakeif, Katon.
So, yeah, it's a double, so this is actually a really good exercise because as we get into the groove, you'll notice patterns of music for all the Torah readings that you'll do or that you'll hear. And you'll get to know that certain things often follow something else. Typical longer phrase, mid-range phrase. But sometimes the phrase is longer, and the trope, to do all the things that trope do, music notes, causal nature of the word, and the accent of the word, there will be repeats of the tropes, and they'll feel sometimes a little jarring, like in this case. And it caught us off guard, right? Sometimes. It happens. So you have to go with what the trope is, trust that the trope is right on the page, and if there's a repeat, even though it may feel weird or sound weird, that's what it is. So ma-pa, pashta, Zakeif, Katon. Yeah. Trust the tropes. Trust the tropes. One of my favorite expressions. Oh, here's another one. 1, 2, 3.
Pashta, Pashta, Munach, Zakeif, Katon.
2, 3.
Pashta, Munach, Zakeif, Katon.
Excellent. This one.
Pashta, Zakeif, Katon.
And this one.
Pashta, Munach, Zakeif, Katon.
Good. Let's move on to some words.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Are the symbols ever repeated like in correlation to the meaning of the words? Like if there's an idea repeated?
Yes, but most often you're going to see that as punctuation. Trope as punctuation.
As punctuation. Okay.
Sometimes you see it as really, really getting at the meaning of the word, like shalshelet is a good one. Because shalshelet is meant to delay you. It's meant to take more time. It takes 3 to 4 times as long to sing that trope as any other trope. And it often is found on words that mean delay or tarry or hesitate. Yeah.
Okay, punctuation, that's right, thank you.
Yeah. So that's where you're going to see it most often. But there's too many words for each trope to mean a word,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so ulmoadim, 2 tropes on 1 word. And again, just a reminder, I think we've covered this, but if not, here it is again. Or here it is the first time. When there's 2 tropes on 1 word, you treat it kind of like you do as if it's 2 words. Ulmo and adim. Okay? So you do the tropes exactly where they appear. So this one would be, just sing it with me, you can do it. 1, 2, 3. Ulmo adim. Yeah, don't separate the syllables. That's right. So it's green trope. This is why munach is green in the middle of the word, right? Or except for munach legarme. Trope munach is green because it can often appear in 1 word, and you cannot put a break in the middle of a word, right? You wouldn't go ulmo. I'm not going to sing it wrong. Never mind. So ulmo adim is the correct way to do that. Let's go on. Oh, that was the extent of this exercise. So they're clearly trying to show us that. So we'll go on to the next one. Oh. Hold on a sec. Is that actually pashta? Yeah, that was actually the word pashta. Okay. I guess it appears in the Torah. There we go. Okay, ushmar ticha. 1, 2, 3.
Ushmar ticha.
Good. What this is showing, we'll do that again. 1, 2, 3.
Ushmar ticha.
So this is showing 2 things. Number 1, when a trope is on the second, pashta in particular, not just a trope, is on the penultimate syllable, second to last syllable. The system that we use here, in fact many chumashim will also do this, most chumashim will, is they'll put a second copy of the trope where the actual accent is. Because remember, pashta always hangs off the end of the word. It's never on its own syllable. except when we take steps to put it there, right? So the word is ushmarticha, so ticha, it needs an accent there. So this program will put the colored version of the trope, which is the one we care most about, on the accented syllable, and leaves the grayed out, like on a computer menu that you can't access. There's a grayed out item. So you can't access it, so don't put the accent in the last syllable. But it's there for historical purposes. It belongs there, right? So, and then you put the accent on the colored trope. Ushmarticha, ushmarticha. Good. Good. Here is, I wonder what they're going for here, because these are very specific words. It's still on the second to last syllable. It looks a little bit further away. One more time, 2, 3. Correct. Now, our program here, has nothing to do with trope really, but our program here is very good about putting everything that you need to read the word right. So the dot on the sheen and the dot on the cholem, the vowel that's on the lamed, they put 2 of them in this program. You won't always see that. Sometimes the dot will double as both. You just have to realize that if the lamed doesn't have what would appear to be its own vowel, then that dot of the sheen is probably its vowel too. Okay? It's a shortcut, but I much prefer when texts put both of them. So sheloshet. Sheloshet. Very good. Do you want to do that all together? 1, 2, 3.
Sheloshet.
Good. And this one. 1, 2, 3. Yeheratz kelev. Good. And what this is showing is that it's a compound word. Yeheratz kelev. Okay. What this is showing is that you can have a whole bunch of syllables that do nothing musically until you get to the trope. And in this case, this is trope with this with the pashto on the second to last syllable. So nothing happens till ke, right? Yeheratz kelev, pasha. The pash is all the pickup notes, and the ta is the accented.
Cantor.
Yeah.
In a case like that, is it actually incorrect to change the pitch at all when you're singing the non-trope
Correct.
portion? Okay,
Yeah.
just want to make sure it's...
I mean, some people, you never know. Some people may go, Yeheratz kelev. It's not quite right. I think some people trying to be more musical or whatever, but the essence of the trope is pashta, Yeheratz kelev. Yeah, good question.
We don't want to distract from the Cantor.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Etzem.
Good, and this one.
Sheni.
Good, and this one. Oh, wow, that's rare. 1, 2, 3.
Anam.
Okay, I think we get the point. Let me just see if there's any extra stuff. Oh, that's all. Okay. All right. So the next part of this exercise is. Well, careful. It's not pashta. That's it. So now we're just getting at. Let's see what we're getting at. So this one's just normal as I see it. It's a Zakeif Katon. 1, 2, 3. Good. Elai. Yeah. 1. This one. Oh, we get some longer phrases now. 1, 2, 3. Mefutachot pituchei chotam. Good. And this one. 1, 2, 3. Acharei holito ekreu. Well done. And this one. Chalila li. Okay. So this is a little more interesting. Yeah. Chalila li. Why? Why do you have that strange little extra E in there? Chalila. Well, if you don't put that in, you're going to end up accenting the la. Chalila. Right? Because the pashta, not pashta, but it is, they're related, but I'm not going to get into that. The top note of the munach, when it's a munach Zakeif Katon, is where the accent is on a munach. Munach Zakeif Katon.
So it adds to the chizik, it adds.
In fact, it's not even really abnormal, because in munach Zakeif Katon, we do the exact same thing. Munach, we don't go munach, well, there's no other way to do it. But anyway, so, but it is similar. You just can't do it the wrong way, right? Which is probably a really smart way to design a trope. But anyway, Chalilali. You see what we did there? So let's do that all together. 1, 2, 3. Chalilali. Good. And this one. Vili beito. Good. And this one. Kaviyah. Tachat kaviyah. Good. This one. Vatomer Leah. Good. And this one. Bashemen Asher Al Paf HaKohen. Yes, very good. And that's this one. Ve'et mitzvotai tishmeru. Yeah. Just as a reminder, like you may have a question. And by the way, again, Trope trainer is very good about making very clear about what's happening here. There's a vav here with the cholim off to the side, right? Which some textbooks don't do. They'll put the vav, the dot right above the vav.
Which really confused the heck out of me ever since I was in Hebrew school.
Right.
Because I didn't understand that that's actually the same thing as if it was written that way.
Right, so exactly. And that's why I'm pointing it out now, because this is a source of confusion. So how do you know this isn't mitzotai? Well, it's very easy. Tz, the tzadi, already has its own vowel. It can't have another one. There's only one word that I'm aware of that gets two vowels on one letter, and that's Yerushalayim, where sometimes you get a kamatz and a yud under the lamed, and no yud in that at the end of that word. It's a biblical representation of the word, probably to keep the word shalem together. Yerushalayim, right? You shall know, or you shall see the fullness or peace or whatever it is. But this is the result of that vowel. So meets vo. It's got to be a consonant in and of itself. And this makes it clear because the dot's on the side. All right. And this one, 1, 2, 3. Umei hamabul. And this one, vayisu et. Good. Everyone did a nice little pause there. I didn't know if that was because you didn't know what the next word was. Okay. Vayisu et hateva. That's good. All right. Let's go on. 1, 2, 3. Ki na'arog et hachinu. Good. And this one. V'hayita l'shama. Right, same thing here. V'hayita. Right, gotta do that extra syllable so we don't end up putting the accent on the top. V'hayita. Right. V'hayita l'shama.
Well, the extra tells you that.
Interesting. I think that you should have a dot in it, but don't worry about that. And this one, 1, 2, 3. Ba'men yishkav. Good. I think we get the point. Let's see what else we have in store. So
I don't think we're ready for this.
we're on. You are ready for this. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of trying the box. It's not 500.
I'm still learning the numbers.
Okay. So just keep your head on your shoulders. There's lots to think about here. Wait till we get into phrases, but the lots to think about here. We have the tune, right? We have where there's repeats. Remember that double box just means that there's two parts of the trope that are necessary, and they may not be on the same syllable, so it puts two boxes. So this is a sof pasuk, right? Yeah.
The upside down letter U. Could I just have a recount?
So I'll do this one as a reminder, and ghost it if you want, but don't sing along just in case you might get it wrong. I want to have a little bit of a review of some of the stuff we haven't done in 3 weeks. All right, so Mercha tipecha muna et nata mapa pashta muna Zakeif Katon Mercha tipecha mercha sof pasuk. Okay. I didn't really do the pause that well in the last one here.
Can you repeat it again, please?
Sure. Or why don't you sing it with me this time? 1, 2, 3. Mercha tipecha muna pedata mapa pashta muna Zakeif Katon Mercha tipecha mercha sof pasuk. Not bad. Let's do more of these. 1, 2, 3. Ma'at pashta munat Zakeif Katon tipecha munat et nafta. Well done. 2, 3. Pashta Zakeif Katon tipecha et nafta. Good. And this one. Ma'at pashta munat Zakeif Katon about. Just be very careful that we're not adding on an extra note onto this pashta. Just 2 notes. Pashta, pashta. Yeah. All right, let's go on. 1, 2, 3. Tibecha munach et nachta pashta munach Zakeif Katon. Well done. This one. Mapach pashta Zakeif Katon. Tibecha mercha sof pasuk. So we're very used to mercha, tibecha, and then something. This one's tibecha, mercha. Same notes.
Yeah.
If you just consider each of them separately, you should get it. No problem, right? It's just that mercha, tibecha don't always go together in that order. Sometimes they're like that, right? So let's do that one again. 1, 2, 3. Mapach pashta Zakeif Katon. Tibecha mercha sof pasuk. Yeah, technically, no stop after that mercha. And this one, 2, 3. Mercha tibecha et nachta tibecha sof pasuk. Good. This one. Mapach pashta munach Zakeif Katon. Mercha tibecha et nachta. Good. Get rid of the hang of this. 2, 3. Pashta Zakeif Katon. Tibecha munach et nachta. Yep. Second I boost also. 1, 2, 3. Mercha tibecha et nachta. Pashta. Sorry. Tibecha sof pasuk. This is a reminder to
Just do that
myself
one
not to
again.
think about something else while I'm doing that.
No problem.
Okay. All right. Oh, good. We're back to this one. 1, 2, 3. Mercha tibecha munach et nachta. Mapach pashta munach Zakeif Katon. Mercha tibecha mercha sof pasuk. Yeah, good. So that's your standard line that encompasses everything of the basic tropes. We haven't gotten into advanced tropes yet. I think we'll do that soon, but let's go on to the next section, which I think is words. And now we're going to start building up some longer sentences. Okay? Some of them are short, but not all of them. 1, 2, 3. Uvnei dan pushim. Right. And this one, 2, 3. Isaron, Isaron. La keves hamechan, l'shiv'at hakevasim. Well done. 2, 3. Ve'im yatso yesei harotzeach et gevul ir mikato asher yanus shama. Well done. Good. So you got that sof pasuk on the second to last syllable. Really good.
That one's harder if there's only 2 syllables to catch, like for a beginner.
Yeah.
The shama, right? Because usually you get like 3 syllables.
Yes. Shama. Right. But this is pausal
So
form.
you got to jump right into
Right.
shama.
Exactly. Just because the metag shows us that it's there.
Yeah.
Even if it didn't have the metag, the idea that you have 2 patachs in a row at the end of a sentence, which would normally be, well, in this case it wouldn't necessarily, it's always shama, but this word only appears at the end of a sentence in the Torah. And so the metag shows you that the accent is on the second to last syllable, which works out to being the first syllable, so it's just the sug of sof pasuk, right? That was well done, really good. Okay, let's go on. Ooh, yay.
Oh my God.
Really? The Israelis saying, oh my God? It's
No,
just
I
four
can
words.
read it, but I can't sing it.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We're getting very good at this.
Well, I can sing it and I can't read it.
Perfect. The 2 of you get together. We'll have one complete balkore. All right. You're all excellent at this. This is very good. 1, Vayishma. 1, 2, 3. Vayishma Yitzchak et Yaakov. Vayelech Padena Aram. El Lavan ben Betuel ha'arami. Achi Rivka em Yaakov. Questions?
Can we repeat?
We can. Would you like to?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, the once doesn't work for me. Second starts to stay.
That makes sense. You're not the only one that's like that.
We should go over one
Please don't honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you be able to just read out the Hebrew?
Yep, sure. Vayishlach Yitzchak et Yaakov, vayelech Padena Aram, El Lavan ben Betuel Ha'arami, Achi Rivka, Em Yaakov ve'esav. Notice, by the way, I said Yaakov ve'esav. It's, first of all, that's why the trope is orange, because they don't want to have to put a line in to show you separate these two v's so that they're two separate words. It's built right into the trope, right? Em Yaakov ve'esav, right? You're supposed to stop. Our pitch is getting a little low. I'll raise it for us for the next. Oh, we want to do this one again. Vayishlach, 1, 2, 3. Vayishlach Yitzchak et Yaakov, vayelech Padena Aram, El Lavan ben Betuel Ha'arami, Achi Rivka, Em Yaakov ve'esav. Okay, so there's another skill that's built into this that you over time will get better at, but I'll just point it out now so that you can have it in mind, is that you kind of, yes, exactly right, you have to look ahead a little bit and see what's next. For example, this happens in the Torah, it happens on your tikkun sheets, where here you see Achi, you've got Munach, after you've got a Zakeif Katon. Finish Zakeif Katon, Ha'arami, then Achi, what Munach is it? You have to look ahead to see that it's another Zakeif Katon. So two things then go on in your mind. Now we know what to do with Achi, ya-da-da-da, right? And you've got in mind, oh, I've got another Zakeif Katon phrase. Don't be afraid of that. It is possible to have two Zakeif Katon phrases in a row, just like this, right? We pointed that out when we did the exercises. Munach Zakeif Katon, Munach Zakeif Katon, right? So here we have to look ahead because there's an Achi, a Munach, and remember Munach always depends, it's a helper trope, so it always, the music of it depends on what comes next, right? So that's something to keep in mind. All right. Good, we have a lot of holiday stuff here. Okay, Usir easy, 1, 2, 3. Usir easy, echad, chatat, milevad, olat hatamid, minchata, venischa. Good. Two things to point out again. Again, we have the same situation where the olat, where the munach is hanging out by itself. We have to look ahead. Hopefully people did that. Now, just grammatically speaking, this is a hey mapik, this is a hey mapik, here and here. How are those pronounced? It's an aspirated hey. So you have to actually sort of laugh at the end of it. Min chata. Don't actually, you don't have to smile, but you can if you want. We have one Torah reader who kind of dances as he's singing. It's really lovely. So min chata ve'iska. So don't elongate the too long. Give yourself a chance to use that breath to give an aspirated thing. How do you do that? Just sort of tighten the diaphragm for a moment. Ta, ta, ta. Right? We're going to do the vowel first and then the at the end. So min chata ve'iska. Yeah? So we're not looking for min chata ve'iska. You wouldn't have to stop anyway. Min chata ve'iska.
It's like an ayin.
That's the.
Well, it's not a glottal stop, it's a push of air. And you don't want to close, you don't want to close the glottal.
I know, but the
It's,
head.
no, it's,
Uh,
no, the ayin is different.
the
The
ayin is guttural
It's
at the
guttural
beginning
and
of
in
the
the back
word.
of your throat.
The baby.
This is at the front and aspirated.
You're right, it does involve the throat also, deeper
Yeah.
than the front of the mouth. But it's different because the ayin, the special thing about ayin is it's on the front of the pronunciation of the letter. This is in the very end. Right?
But this is an old taf. This is the old, like, when you used to actually use hey as an aspiration. You
Yes.
also have that same thing in Sanskrit.
Well, this is grammatical, and when it's hey mapik, it means referring to something possessive of something. So min chata means and its offering, its flower offering, right? Veniska and its drink offering, right? So it's feminine, because those two objects are feminine, the flower and the libation. So the hey mapik is to refer back to that. Okay, good. The 8 hamis nefesh. Be very careful when you're reading and preparing Torah. Sometimes it's ve'et, sometimes it's et, and sometimes it's 8. They can mean different things, but they can also be the same thing and just spelled grammatically because of the arrangement of the words or whatever the next word is. Just have to be careful. 8 can also mean in the time of, right? So you have to just be aware of that vowel, as with all the preparation we do. We have to be aware of the vowels. And Israelis will pronounce them more similar than Segol and Seirei than I would. So I would say the 8, but an Israeli would say the et, right? So just be aware of that. You do you, right? If you pronounce it that way.
So what is the difference between the et and the other et sound?
Right. So say the way I think of it, and that this actually works better outside of Israel than inside of Israel, is that the vowel's name, if you know the vowel's names, sound like the vowel sounds. Like the vowel here is tseirei. An Israeli might say tzeh, right? So it's not. I mean, it still works. It's still you do what how it's pronounced, right? If it's a segol, it's eh, right? If it's seirei, and the way I think of it, the way I do it, because I don't really have a great, like, I don't try and do an Israeli accent, is that, what was I going to say? I was going to say, I have like a keyword to remind me. Like when I say to somebody, pronounce it this way, like this word, my word for that is Eloheinu. Right? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. But if you're Israeli, Eloheinu, right? So you do you. Maybe not just Israelis. Maybe
You would say Eloheinu.
What's that?
You would say Eloheinu.
Right, there you go, that's what I'm saying.
So even the Israelis will say Elohim.
They will do it the way they
They'll say
pronounce the
Eloheinu.
vowel. Right? Chiri, right? Pata, Okay, let's do this one. The 8, 1, 2, 3. The 8 hamitz nefesh sheish. The et ha'arei hamibaot sheish. The et nichnesei ha'balad sheish Moshe Zar. I never noticed that this was a Moshe Zar. It's actually a Shvana, right? I didn't actually realize that. I always say Moshe Zar, but it's Moshe Zar. Moshe Zar. Okay, good. So what interesting thing happened over here? We use the fet over here to be the etnach of etnachta over here. Sorry, it's not etnachta. That's not what I meant to say. Where is it? It's this one. Hamibaot. We add the etnach notes to the ot because sheish is just one syllable. Otherwise, it's hamibaot sheish, which doesn't sound like trope.
That's what happened.
Right? Hamibaot sheish. Yeah, that's right. And the little pause after because it's orange. Let's do that one again just to see if we can work those things in. Yes, it is. 1, 2, 3. The 8 hamitz nefesh sheish. The et ha'arei hamibaot sheish. The et nichnesei ha'bal sheish Moshe Zar. Right, gotta have 2 notes on sheish, so that we can get mercha. Yeah, Moshe Zar. Questions on that? Want to do it one more time? I feel like we had. We don't feel yet ready to do that.
I don't think I ever read that word properly.
Moshe Zar.
Yeah.
I will also say, in my experience in Israel, Shvana and Shvanach are somewhat fungible.
What does mash
It's to ornate. It's ornate. To
embellish?
embellish. That's the word.
Interesting. Probably. Yeah. Let's just see.
Mash is not.
It didn't give us a translation. All right, I thought it. Okay. Anyway, good. Okay, let's do this one more time. 1, 2, 3. The 8 hamitz nefesh sheish. The et ha'arei hamibaot sheish. The et nichnesei
having mikvaot.
Hamikbaot. Oh.
How many, like, how many?
Hamikbaot.
4, 3?
Ot.
Oh.
But it's not the number so much as whatever we need to get through the
I
trope.
know, but
Yeah.
when I hear it, I count.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I do sometimes too. Like I'll tell a student, no, we need
Yeah.
one more note on that one. Yeah. Okay, good. And this one, Vishavarti. 1, 2. Let's make it a little higher. Vishavarti. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. Look where the trope is. Look where the accent is. Vishavarti. 1, 2, 3. Vishavarti et me'on uzechem v'natati et shemeichem kabarzel ve'et artechem kanehusha. Yeah, okay. Let's go on. 1, 2, 3. Kol remes asher buchai lachem yeh le'ochla. Oops, le'ochela. Go on. Yeah, go on. Keyerek esev. Good. Natati lachem et kol. Let's just take a look at that one more time. 2 words in a row that have their trope on the second to last syllable, their accent on the second to last syllable. Keyerek esev. We have all the notes we need in all the syllables that are there. We just have to remember to put the accent on the first syllable. So Zakeif Katon. Keyerek. So we need to add an extra e to the yerek, so that it comes out of the yed, not of the rek. Keyerek esev. Right? You kind of have to have your head on your shoulders. Looking ahead a little bit to see that it's on the second to last syllable. That's one of the things, because somebody just said, boy, there's a lot of work to do here. Yes, there is. There's a lot to think about. That's why we're doing it like in stepwise fashion. And you're not on the Bima right now, so it's okay to make mistakes. And even on the Bima, it's okay to make mistakes. You just might have to fix them. Somebody will be out there helping you gently. Yeah. Okay, let's do that one again. 1, 2, 3. Kol remes asher buchai lachem yeh le'ochela keyerek esev natati lachem. Sorry. Natati lachem et kol. You know, we changed the clocks back. We had an extra hour of sleep. Apparently that doesn't matter for me today. All right, good stuff. You're all right with me. Questions before we go on to the next one? We're doing for time. Great.
Is it
Ooh,
Keyerek?
sorry.
No.
No, Keyerek. Unfortunately, I can't go backwards. Keyerek.
Keyerek.
Yeah, there's no ayin or aleph in the middle of that.
Yes.
Right. Okay, v'chintim keru. 1, 2, 3. V'chintim keru mimachar la'amitecha o kano miyad amitecha al tonu ish et achiv. Wow, sorry guys. Let's do that one again. 1, 2, 3. V'chitim keru mimekar. Sorry, guys. Sorry, it's my fault. I'm like all over the map today. Mimkar. No shvana there. Shvana here. 1, 2, 3. V'chitim keru mimkar la'amitecha o kano miyad amitecha al tonu ish et achiv. Good. And this one, we'll sound a little higher. Eilen. 1, 2, 3. Eilen alufei b'nei Esav b'nei Eliphaz b'chor Esav aluf Teman aluf Omar aluf Tzefo aluf Kenaz. Good, not bad. Anything to note there? Yes, we have to look ahead because, although here's the thing, like if if I do it with you, you could be just latching on to how I do my munah. So be very aware that you have to take care of that.
The line, the red line, what is it called under the kenaz?
The meteg. Meteg.
Oh, the meteg. So the meteg becomes along the ak? Kenaz.
No, the meteg just shows you where the accent of the word is.
Okay.
The primary
So
accent.
why is it that we need such a long ak? Kenaz.
Because so pasu. Right. It just goes right with the trope. Good. So let's have you do this one. 1, 2, 3. Ele. 1, 2, 3. Ele. Aluf. Bene. Sav. Bene. Alifaz. Oops, very careful. Bene. Alifaz. Bene. Sav. Aluf. Tema. Aluf. Omar. Aluf. Sefo. Aluf. Kenaz. Good. All right. Don't worry that like when I drop out, it wasn't quite as confident. That's okay. We're still early days, right? This is totally fine.
So it's Eluf, Penaz,
Aluf. Yes, exactly. Aluf. Right. Good. It's not quite tribes, but aluf, like a group.
So aloof is like a division.
Like a troop. Oh, aluf. Yeah. It's the head. Yeah. It is. It's the head of each of the families. Okay, good. Okay, good.
It's the general.
So this is by far one of the most common word phrases in the Torah. By the bear, either Moshe, God talking to the Israelites, or by the bear Adonai, God talking to usually El Moshe, way more. That's what I'm saying. So to Moses saying. So Vaydaber, 1, 2, 3. Vaydaber Moshe el Aharon ve'el banav. Okay, let's take a look at that. El Aharon ve'el banav. Because there's no munach et nachta or anything else. It's just et nachta. So that word is ve'el banav. El Aharon ve'el banav. Good. Go on. Ve'el kol bnei Yisrael. Good. And this one. 1, 2, 3. Uminchatam solet belulav hashamen shelosha esronim lahar shenei esronim lahayil. Good. So, Batya, like you were saying, what does that meteg do? So it does make it longer in a sense,
Yeah,
because
it
it's an
does.
accented syllable.
Yeah, it does make.
Accented syllables are always a little bit longer,
Right.
right? Strongly in musical terms, right? La'ayil. Good. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3. Sadir izim echad lechatat. Good. Aleph is a silent letter, and there's no vowel, so it's totally silent. You just need it in the word because of the spelling of the word. The shoresh requires an aleph, but it's not pronounced in any way. Shoresh, root.
Okay.
Every Hebrew word is made up of usually a 3-letter root word, then modified for grammar with prefixes, suffixes, vowels.
possessives.
Yeah, exactly. So, by the way, that last one I forgot to point out. That last one started with the Zakeif Katon, right? It does happen sometimes in the Torah that we don't have any helper tropes for Zakeif Katon. You did it right. Zakeif Katon, whatever the word was. Ve'shochad, 1, 2, 3. Ve'shochad lo tikach, ki hashochad ye'aver pikrim, v'saref divrei tzadikim. Well done. And this one, 1, 2, 3. Ve'heveita et hashulchan, ve'arakta et erko, ve'heveita et hamenorah, ve'ha'aleta et meroteha. Really good. All right, this one, 2, 3. Vatisarivka et eineha, ותרא את יצחק ותיפול מעל הגמל. Right, so Eineha, right? Just grammatically speaking, whenever you have eha or aha or echa, some of those, and there's a yud in there, the yud is silent, right? It's a convention. Eineha, not eineha, right? Eineha, yud is silent. And then we have to be careful because we're coming off two. It's often harder because we're used to the idea that words in Hebrew, most of them have the accent on the last syllable, right? So when it's on the second to last syllable, we have to be extra careful. But then our mind wants to go back to going on the last syllable, and here we have two of them in a row that are on the second to last syllable. So just be aware, look ahead, see that? So et eineha vatera, right? We're not going back to normal yet. We're doing two in a row where the accent is in the last syllable. Okay. And maybe just a couple more of these, and we'll see what's next. One, two, three. Imane te'ane oto, im tzavo, yitzhak elai, shamoa eshma, sa'akato. Good, so what happened here? Okay, we had a munach, followed by a mapach and a pashta. When we have two green tropes in a row, it's a funny way of saying this. When we have two green tropes in a row, and the first one's a munach, you almost pretend there's no munach and just make it a compound word. Ki im sa'ok. Ki im sa'ok. Okay? So you don't have to do anything musically on ki because remember we said munach is always helping something else? And it depends on what comes after it as to what its musical notes are. Well, in the case of a munach followed by another green trope, the note doesn't change. It's just a plain, boring, do whatever comes next note. I'm not saying it has no note of its own. It is what its next note is, yeah.
So is the reason that it's there because every word has to have a trope?
Every word has to have a trope.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, that's a way of showing that it's a separate word. Like it's forced to be a separate word. I mean, yes, you connect it to the next words. So functionally, it doesn't sound like a separate word. It sounds like a compound word, especially because the word ki, which means, yeah, exactly. So anyway, again, I'll just sing that for you, and you'll just hear that. Im ane te'ane oto, ki im tza'o yitzchak elai, shamoa eshma tza'akato. Let's all do that together. 1, 2, 3. Im ane te'ane oto, ki im tza'o yitzchak elai, shamoa eshma tza'akato. By the way, we're doing a lot of repetition because I want you to get used to the idea that when you study for learning a Torah portion, that's what you're doing. You're repeating, you're repeating, you're repeating, you're repeating. There's nothing wrong, and you know you're ready to go on to like try it without the audio file if you're using an audio file, or try it without the vowels and tropes, move to the other side of the Tikkun page, when the repetition has made it boring for you. When you're like, okay, I don't need this anymore. Let's just see what happens. Have I memorized it? You probably have. If you're bored of it, you've memorized it. Okay? Either that or we gave you too long a Torah reading. But anyway. Okay, so that's very good. Let's see what's next on the menu. Okay, we'll give a start to this in the remaining 10 minutes. This will be very sort of introductory. With the etnakta, sof pasuk, and basic Zakeif, Katon, we've covered tropes that appear with almost 3/4 of the words in the Tanakh. This is the first of several lessons covering tropes that are seen less often. Okay? The most common of these trope phrases ends in revi'i. Revi'i. Okay? We have colored the revi'i red to indicate that you must stop for a moment after chanting the word, just like etnakta and sof pasuk and Zakeif Katon. Okay? So it is a musical phrase ending trope. It is not necessarily a phrase ending trope. In fact, it never is. You have to have a sof pasuk to end a phrase. Okay. A special combination of syllables. Sometimes a word with a munach is followed by a vertical line called a pasek. Some people call it a psik, right? Psik. When a word with a munach is followed by a pasek in a revi'i phrase, this is important here. When the pasek is in a revi'i phrase, it has a special name and it's called munach lagarmei. We talked about that earlier. munach legarmei, right? When we did our cheat sheet. So when the munach with the pasek is not in a revi'i phrase, it's just an ordinary munach. So you may find, and it not only is it an ordinary munach, but you pause on it. Isaron, often a repeated word, right? So that is a distinction, one of those levels of, oh my gosh, there's so much to think about going on here, okay? So again, when you have a pasek in a revi'i phrase, it's the garmei, da. Our program will always show it to us. It's just telling us that when you see a black and white chumash, right? Our program here is always going to show you a munach garmei and using it that way. So that's easy. The pasek always tells you to take a little pause after the word it follows. Let me make this clear. The pasek, not the line of a munach legarmei. The munach legarmei is just a trope like any other. Munach, it's orange, so you do a little pause. But it's not a grand pause like a pasek is. The isaron, it's got some real substance to that pause, right? So that's what's going on there. With rare exceptions, you will see revi'i phrases like this. This is where we hear all of our possible revi'i combinations. So I'll do it first and you repeat after me. Revi'i, revi'i. And actually, I'm going to do that again, get more specific. Revi'i, revi'i. When you have that extra note, it's because there's a munach before it. Munach, revi'i. That's that next one, right? So the first one, revi'i, revi'i. Be careful. Revi'i. Next one, munach, revi'i. You do it. Munach, revi'i. Listen carefully first. Munach legarmei, revi'i. Little pause, not a big pause. Munach, 2, 3. Munach legarmei, revi'i. Good. This one. 1, 2, 3. Munach legarmei, munach revi'i. Good. In rare cases, very rare cases, you will see a revi'i phrase with other tropes such as mapach. Sorry about the gray box there. It's just a glitch of the program. These other tropes are chanted in their normal manner. So I'll use my finger for that. Okay. So let's just quickly see what the next lesson holds. So this is exercises with the words. 1, 2, 3. Munach legarmei, munach revi'i. And this one. Munach revi'i. And this one. Munach legarmei, revi'i. Good. You see how, like, legarmei finishes on this note, and so and also revi'i starts on that note. So it's munach legarmei, revi'i. Yes. And this one, revi'i. And this one, munach legarmei, munach revi'i. And you'll see. Yeah, exactly. You'll see as we get into the words of this, which we're not going to do this week, the actual words in the Torah. Munach legarmei is an awful lot of syllables, but sometimes this could be on one word, one syllable. Eight, right? Od, my favorite one-syllable words, right? So don't worry. Not every word that has a munach legarmei is going to be 16 syllables like this. Okay.
In munach, you go up.
Munach revi'i. So that's the pair. Well, whenever we have a munach and we have to look ahead to see what's after it, that revi'i is after it, then it's munach revi'i. I think of it like the word. This is the sort of mnemonic or mental trick I give to the Name Mitzvah students. Revi'i has the word arba in it, so it's 4 notes. Da 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 da. That's our main notes. And also the word revi'i sounds like a river, so it's going down. Rivers always go down. It's not has nothing to do with Hebrew with the word river. Nahar, right? But you can use that as a little reminder, and that when a munach is followed by a revi'i, the munach goes munach, and that's why we learned it as a pair. Munach revi'i. So you have to go up and over because like the clouds go over the mountain and then rain down to create the river. That's too much thinking when you're on the phone.
No, I
It's
love
like it.
It's like fun when you're practicing.
It's an art.
It's It's an heart. Yeah, there you go. An upside down heart. Okay, good. This one. 1, 2, 3. Munach legarmei revi'i. I changed the key.
Change the key.
Munach. 1, 2, 3. Munach legarmei. Munach revi'i. Good. This one. Munach revi'i. I love how like everyone's going like this. I have a bat mitzvah student, really, really good student, and she does this for every, like, Munach revi'i.
It's keeping the syllabic
That's right.
tempo for her
That's right.
while she's.
Well, I know that she's a visual learner,
Yeah.
and so she's doing something that she can see in her own sphere of learning, and it's quite interesting. It's actually normal, and in fact, very good that she's grasped what works for her. Good, and we'll do this just a couple more, and we'll stop for today. Munach, 1, 2, 3. Munach legarmei. Munach revi'i. And this one. Revi'i. And this one. Munach revi'i. I should, as we're learning these, tell you the chironomy. Munach, it kind of doesn't. To be able to give the Torah reader the proper tropes in the air, there's no time for every trope, especially because Munach is a helper trope. But the person who's reading is likely to know that if you're given a revi'i, which is basically a little stab in the air like that, sort of drawing the trope in the air. It's just a dot, right, basically. It's a four-cornered dot, you can't really do that, it's too much. So you'd get this, and the person would know there's an extra word, so great, Munach, right? Munach revi'i, right? Munach legarmei. Munach legarmei. Okay.
So for that one, it's Munach, both the same notes.
Well, because it's munach legarmei,
Yeah.
it's a compound word.
Okay.
So don't think of it munach as a munach. Think of it as a munach legarmei.
Munach legarmei.
Perfect. Good. Okay, that's everything for today. Well done, everyone.
Thank you.
I will upload the video. I hope the videos have been helpful for you. And I've tried to include at least the introduction page with all the combinations of the tropes on them. But because the exercises are click a button, click a button, click a button, I can't put all the exercises in the slides. But the video has all of that, so you can redo what we did today or whatever day you